Coming up, the war on ISIS continues with the president's announcement of a surprise raid and death of ISIS leader Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi. Also this week, the horror fans stormed the Champaign City Center for the Dark History and Horror Convention. Finally, Illinois high school marching bands didn't let a rainstorm spoil their fun as they were forced to hold their marching band competition in Irwin Indoor Practice Facility.
From the Richmond Journalism Teaching Studio at the University of Illinois campus, this is your UI7 Newsbreak.
Hello, I'm Danielle Williams.
And I'm Isaac Trotter. Welcome to Newsbreak.
President Trump announced big store against ISIS over the weekend. Leader Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi died after a nighttime raid in Syria.
President Trump sent out a vague tweet saying something very big has just happened on Saturday. And he was right. Head ISIS leader Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi killed himself after being cornered by U.S. forces in a Syrian compound.
He died like a dog. He died like a coward.
The president says Baghdadi was under surveillance for a few weeks prior to the mission. Last week, the president was given plans of attack.
He reviewed them, asked some great questions, chose the option that we thought gave us the highest probability of success.
The covert raid involved sending 8 helicopters of elite U.S. forces toward Baghdadi's compound. Members of the Trump administration, who watched the raid unfold as it happened from the Situation Room, were tight-lipped about the mission, not even telling key congressional Democratic leaders about it. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi issued a statement calling the death of Baghdadi significant, but added the House must be briefed on the administration's overall strategy in the region.
It's good news.
Regardless, Democrats agree with the president. The death of Baghdadi is a major moment in the war on terror.
This is a real blow against ISIS and a positive step in the fight against stateless terrorism.
With Newsbreak, I'm Tim Gilmore.
After major pushback from lawmakers, the NCAA has softened the rules on college athletes being paid. On Tuesday, the organization announced that they are in the process of adjusting the rule. The NCAA has now opened doors for college athletes to profit from their names, images, and likenesses.
We have to make sure we understand that we're different than the professional ranks. We're not looking for a pay-for-play model.
The major vote to begin this process was unanimous. The association defended its actions by saying that a change was needed for improvement. The board looks to create the new rules beginning immediately.
Disney is known for having so many characters. So many children, adults, and couples alike are bound to dress up as them this upcoming Halloween. But if you're looking for a couple's costume not related to Disney, Newsbreak Jose Zapadu has got you covered. Jose went out to Dallas & Company in Champaign with his girlfriend to get inspiration for their couple's costume. The team tried on a handful of costumes, from tacky tourists to a BLT sandwich. You can catch Jose and the rest of Good Morning Illini crew Friday at 10 a.m. on YouTube and Facebook.
With Halloween just around the corner, friends and family gathered for a day of fright-filled fun at the Champaign City Center.
Ghosts, ghouls, goblins, and more. That's exactly what Champaign's very own Dark History and Horror Convention had to offer. Visitors had the rare opportunity to see a darker side of history.
I never knew there was anything like this. I found some friends that put on one over in Indianapolis, and it just happened to be coming to the end of its run. I asked them if they were okay with me doing something similar and trying to blow it up over here, and they gave me their blessing, and away we went.
Guests converged at the Champaign City Center over the weekend to show off their creepiest cosplay costumes. Attendees also had the chance to support local paranormal vendors and meet with other people who love a good scare.
It's just a fun day out. You're going to see all kinds of stuff and all kinds of people, vendors, entertainers, artists, authors. It's just a fun time, and it's inexpensive.
The two-day convention hosts celebrity meet and greets, panels, booths, and an escape room. I know I've had enough scares for a lifetime.
each vendor had candy for trick-or-treating and costumes were encouraged. There was something for everyone at this family-friendly event, since it showcased all types of horror.
We have celebrities, we have authors, artists, a little bit of everything. I try to do true crime since it's my thing, but we also brought in the horror element. Speaking of which, Big Bob Elmore.
Hi everybody, how you doing?
He was Leatherface in Texas Chainsaw 2, Monster Squad.
30 years worth of work.
Yeah, there you go, there you go. If you need a 75-pound chainsaw wielded above somebody's head,
not anymore.
He's your man.
Off to enjoy more pets and roar. I'm Meg Newman for UI7 News.
It's the Great Big Pumpkin Boat. A Tennessee native's dream to compete in a giant pumpkin contest led to something bigger. Justin Ownby, a popular man in the pumpkin growing world, finally did it. This season, Ownby grew a 910-pound pumpkin. It's the largest pumpkin he's grown so far. However, that's not the only thing he managed to do. His love for kayaking and pumpkin growing led to a pumpkin boat. The creation came about when a specific question was asked: what are you going to do with this huge pumpkin? The farmer and his wife came up with a fun idea. They decided to build a floating pumpkin. After hours of carving, he was able to transform the oversized jack-o'-lantern to a watercraft. Eventually, Ownby had to say goodbye to his large invention and left it to sink.
A 910-pound pumpkin literally might be the biggest pumpkin I've ever seen in my entire life. Hopefully, you can break 1,000 pounds next year. Speaking of some fall crops in Central Illinois, Meg Newman has your weekly Ag Minute.
Winter weather is here, and this is bad news for the farmers that still have crops in the field. With the predicted snow on Thursday, all crops that are left in the field are at risk of huge loss. The percent harvest is way down from this time last year, according to the United States Department of Agriculture. This year, corn is at 13% harvest and soybeans at 11%. This percentage only includes corn harvested at full maturity. Most of the corn harvested in Illinois at this time is under maturity. This time last year, 61% of Illinois corn was harvested at full maturity. The weather throughout the United States is also causing a shift in grain markets, with wildfires in California and the rest of the Midwest also receiving heavy rainfall and snow. The grain markets could soon see a huge shift in supply. This can be reflected even in today's markets. Today, corn opened at $3.85, up 2.6, soybeans at $9.17, up 1.4, wheat at $5.11, down 1.4, live cattle opened today at $113.05, up 0.02, and live hogs at $63.7, up 0.8. I'm Meg Newman with your Ag Minute.
The Illinois Marching Band Championships draws in high schools from across the state. Here's Brandon Tucker with how the weather affected this year's competition.
The 49th Annual Illinois Marching Band Championships were held last Saturday. 42 high schools compete against each other, and over 5,000 students participate. The competition is held in Memorial Stadium, but this year, rain forced the event indoors. The rain continued all day, and the wind chill reached 39 degrees. Rain can have serious effects on both the safety of the students and the equipment.
There's a lot of damage that can be done based on the rain to our woodwind instruments, many of the plumes that you'll see, the feathers that are stuck to the band hats. So again, we're trying to eliminate those added costs and to try and give them a positive experience that they still get to march and stay in a dry arena.
The event was moved to the Irwin Indoor Practice Facility, which was not ideal for those in attendance.
We're able to go ahead with most everything. It's difficult for the spectators. Usually we have a pretty large crowd of spectators, and we kind of have to move people in and out after their groups are done because all we have is the sidelines.
It's cold, rainy, and windy, but the show must go on.
Memorial Stadium would have been the ideal venue, but the competition is a rain or shine event.
Thank goodness we have this, otherwise we'd be just in the lobby of the main hall, just probably doing a standstill performance or something. So at least we get to do the full show here.
It was a gloomy day, but at least the competition went on smoothly. For UI7 Newsbreak, I'm Brandon Tucker.
Danny, I hope you don't have any plans that involve going outside this weekend. I know last weekend was really bad with, obviously, it messed up the marching band, but it also messed up Illinois football too. So hopefully the rain stays away this weekend.
Oh gosh, I hope so. I was considering taking my sister and my dad out to the football game against Rutgers this weekend, but if it's cold, we probably have to stay inside.
Yeah, I mean at Purdue last weekend it was like 30 degrees and freezing rain. So
That was a mess. It was basically a pond. It wasn't a football field anymore.
There actually could be some snow on the way. I mean, it's only October. I mean, I like to have my snow in December, maybe not in November, but like if it's going to come now, it's coming.
It won't be the first time we've had snow on Halloween and more.
Okay, so when you're thinking of Thanksgiving, I don't remember snow on Thanksgiving in the last 3 years, 4 years.
No, but I have. It has snowed on Halloween before. I think in my high school days, back then, it used to snow during the
back in the day, 6 years ago.
Days. But
let's take a look at this graphic to get your weather for this week. On Thursday, it will be some rain with also a little bit of snow mixed in, a high of 34 with a low of 24. On Friday, the sun will come back out. It'll be a high of 46 with a low of 29. On Saturday, the high will be 40 degrees for Illinois and Rutgers, so you better pack your coats and your stocking caps and your gloves. The low will be 27. On Sunday, it'll be a high of 47 with a low of 36.
Another team trying to get back into the World Series is the Chicago Cubs, who welcomed back David Ross as their new manager on Monday. After helping end the 108-year curse with the Cubs in 2016, he is now the 55th manager in the history of franchise. With his veteran leadership, Ross helped the Cubs to the NLCS in 2015 and a World Series title in 2016. Ross is replacing former manager Joe Maddon, who was hired by the Los Angeles Angels. Cubs general manager Theo Epstein is confident that the 42-year-old Ross can bring new energy to the Cubs' young roster.
After dominating all 3 games in Washington, the Houston Astros came home looking to clinch the World Series in Game 6. Steven Strasburg and the Washington Nationals weren't going to go down without a fight. Justin Verlander took the bump, but he ran into trouble in the first inning.
Right side base hit. Here comes Turner. Good start for the next. Shut him down. As Baldwin shuts it. Into left. That's down the line. It is gone way out of here to tie this game at 2. On Soto. That is hit in the air right and way out of here. Wow. And now Soto carries his back on its active roster. That's a tough play for Peacock. And safe at first, ball gets away, and the runners will advance to second and third. And now they're going to. Turner's speed is so great. And they're going to stick with the call. Now there were 2 out, and Rendon shoots one into left. Back at the wall, it is gone! This escalated when Chip Hale had to hold his manager back. Davey Martinez has been through. Rendon hits it into deep right. Back at the wall. It is off the wall. 2 more runs are going to score. What a night for the glove of Strasburg. Bare hand for the out. It's going to be static. 3-2. That should end it. Cabrera is there, and the Nationals have forced Game 7.
Game 7 will be tonight at 7:08 p.m. Max Scherzer will take the ball for the Nationals just 48 hours after battling severe neck spasms. Zach Greinke will pitch for the Astros. For more of our stories, please follow us on Facebook.
Or see more of our stories on our YouTube channel.
That's all the time we have for this edition of UI7 Newsbreak.
Thanks for watching and have a great day.